This is going to be very different from my usual videos, but is one that is extremely important for job seekers. Not all companies that reach out to you or offer you jobs are legitimate. There are scams out there. They're on social media, they're on job searching websites, and they look for job seekers because they know job seekers are vulnerable. So I went behind the scenes to meet with an agent at one of these companies to discuss a business opportunity that they offer. It's not a business opportunity, it's a scam. In this video, we're gonna look at some clips from that meeting, why joining a company like this is a terrible idea, and the differences between a legitimate job offer and one that you should run far away from. My hope is that this knowledge can protect you and people you know so you never get tricked into joining one of these companies. Okay, let's get into it. Last week, I had someone reach out to me offering me a part-time business opportunity where I could earn up to $80,000 a year working from home, setting my own hours, being my own boss, and eventually earning passive income. It sounded a little too good to be true, and it is. If you get an offer like this, chances are it is from an MLM. For those who don't know, MLM stands for multi-level marketing company. These are basically legal pyramid schemes. You're pitched an opportunity to be some type of direct salesperson where you sell the company's products to your friends and family. However, the real business is recruiting more people to join the MLM. While it's not illegal, MLMs do a lot of extremely unethical things to manipulate people into joining. A majority of people who join are promised that they'll become rich and their lives will completely change. However, they just end up losing money, wasting time, damaging relationships with people close to them, and having a ton of regret. This MLM reached out to me asking if I was interested in a job interview to discuss an insurance salesman opportunity. This wasn't an interview at all. They didn't ask anything about me. It was basically just a sales presentation. I didn't record that meeting. I really wish I did, but here are the basics of this company. So in that initial sales meeting, they told me I could become a financial advisor and sell massive life insurance plans to people that would help them save for retirement. I would earn a commission for each sale and could recruit new financial advisors to join the business, which would earn me more money. This job also did not require any background in finance or any professional experience. All they said is that I would have to pay $155 to get a license to sell their insurance. At the end of that meeting, they asked if I'm interested, if I would like to pay that money, sign up for a license, and become part of the company. I lied and said, yes, I'm interested. And this sign-up meeting where they try to get me to pay for this license was very interesting. I secretly recorded it. We are gonna go through what this guy says, and I'll explain why basically all of it is total bullshit. So let's get into that call.
Awesome. Well, yeah, man, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate you meeting on a Saturday. So, yeah, pretty much today, ideally, if everything's good on your end, would want to just keep it simple, want to get you set up with background check, broker dealer, get you going on the licensing course. Keep it simple today so you can get back to, your weekend. That's ideally what the plan was, but I guess, to kind of kick things off, man, how are you feeling about it after the last couple of days, doing what you needed to do, and kind of, what questions do you have, if any, about this opportunity?
Notice how he wanted this meeting to be pretty quick. He doesn't want me to ask a ton of questions. He just wants me to sign up. If he knows I'm not gonna buy, he's probably gonna immediately hang up. So throughout this call, I first pretend like I'm kind of dumb, I don't really understand, but I'm still interested. I ask some questions to try to get more information from him. Sure. Yeah, I do have a few questions. I gotta be honest, man, when I was looking through all those plans and forms you sent me, I'm sure you'll train me, but it's a lot of information.
Well, of
And
course, it's a very, very technical client brochure. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot shorter than that. But really, what I was sending you, the reason I sent you that was because I just wanted you to see, the legitimacy of, the
Mm-hmm.
companies that bring these plans and, everything like that. But yeah, there is a lot to it, man. It's actually a really simple business. You'll learn it along the way, but those brochures and pretty much what I sent you. Of course, there's a lot, and obviously we would never
Mm-hmm.
send a client a brochure without really breaking it down for them, and that's
Sure,
exactly what we're
sure.
going to do for you too.
I've done some research, and this is a very common strategy when recruiting people to join MLMs. They say, oh, the products are complicated, but they're very simple. You'll just learn as you go. Don't worry, just sign up now. They keep things kind of confusing and say you'll learn everything after you pay the fee. So I was looking at all of that, and I know there is some sort of commission fee and everything, but my whole big dream right now for my career and my business is to start building some passive income.
Okay.
And
Well, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, you talked a little bit about that before in terms of if you reach a certain threshold
Mm-hmm.
and you have some agents under you that you can kind of earn the difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at what point would I be able to start doing that?
And you can do that from day one, man, if you choose to. We're teaching people how to do two things here at the business. All the
Mm-hmm.
trainings, all the one-on-one mentorship is to teach people how to mainly do two things. Whether or not they implement those two things into their business is completely up to them. We're teaching you how to be a financial planner, financial consultant, how to be able to give people proper guidance on where to put their money and obviously implement these plans.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also teaching people how to duplicate themselves in the industry, mentor, train, and develop, and basically teach people how to put other people through the same training and mentorship we do. When you decide to employ that into your practice, that's completely up to you. We do allow people from day one. Not everybody comes into the organization kind of looking for that passive income right away. It kind of happens as they kind of
Mm-hmm.
organically develop.
Mm-hmm.
But for someone like you don't have to wait. And honestly, that's kind of what separates us from a lot of the traditional industry is the traditional industry might tell you, hey, you got to wait 3 years, 5 years before you can start getting into these roles. Listen, man, we're going to teach you from day one how to build that passive income through our agency building model, and you can go out and execute from the get go. That was a little bit complicated, but let's break down what he just said. According to him, I can start recruiting my friends and family to join this MLM the moment I pay the licensing fee. I don't have any background in financial planning, retirement planning, or life insurance, but this guy is telling me I can sell massive life insurance plans to people and immediately start recruiting my friends to sell massive life insurance plans before I have learned anything about this business. That would be like if a hospital offered you a job as a doctor, even though you don't have any medical experience, and the first day of you working there, you can recruit all your friends to become doctors at this hospital. They just have to pay a licensing fee. It's ridiculous. This is not a company worth joining. Okay, okay. Got it. Okay, thanks for explaining that. Yes, absolutely. So with the sign up fees and everything, it's just the 155, and I would be totally in, and I could be operating and being part of the business from that, right? Is that that's the only fee involved? So glad we're having this conversation. There is a little bit more to it. You're in what state are you in again? Missouri. Missouri. Okay. Full transparency. I actually wanted to have this conversation with you today. The total cost to get licensed, ready to do business, ready to go, it's probably going to run you closer to 350 bucks. I'm going to tell you just, and again, if you want to take a couple more days to think about it, absolutely. I'm just being fully transparent with you, down to the exact dollar of what it takes to get licensed. He said before it was only $155. This is also extremely common. They say there is just one small fee to get started, but there is always more. I did some research on this guy's company, and there are monthly fees to use their software. If I get this license, there would be yearly fees to maintain it. They say it's a short, simple payment at the beginning, but there are always more fees later. No legitimate company expects you to pay them to work there. Okay. And what's maybe, I'm sure there's a big range, but what's
for a majority of people in the industry that start this way, what's like a first year average earnings, assuming you're
in this virtual era with the demand and being conservative, as people start part-time and transition, I'd say anywhere from 50 to 80 grand, just with the fact that we can meet with people anywhere. People are looking to roll over larger lump sums of money, protect more, put more money away, and obviously starting part-time and then transitioning to full-time. On average, I'd say 50 to 80 grand a year starting out.
Okay.
Most of that is done, that's with the assumption that your first 3 to 6 months are probably going to be more part-time. Just very basic averages.
Okay. Got it.
We do have people making 6 figures in their first year. Again, it just depends. Everybody's situation's different. I'm just speaking in pure averages.
Sure. Makes sense. Let's just think about this logically for a moment. He said you could earn an average of between $50,000 and $80,000 a year starting part-time for a job that anyone can do. Because remember, it doesn't require experience, skills, or education. This job is also being offered to everyone, with many people earning over $100,000 and scaling into passive income. At the time of me making this video, it is a very bad job market, and there are tons of people who are desperate to find work. If this was true, if anyone could join and have this much success, this would be the most popular job in the world. There would be millions of people signing up to do this. There is absolutely no way that what this guy is saying is true. And now I'm going to start pushing back a little bit and notice how the tone of our conversation changes. So regarding like the agency and the kind of the MLM business model, I did a little bit of research online, and it seems like a vast majority of people just are not profitable with that. Like I read a statistic up to 96%, end up losing money when they sign up.
Where'd you read that?
It's not just one guy saying this. There has been tons of research on MLMs, and the universal conclusion is that almost everybody loses money. The numbers are different depending on the research you look at, but somewhere between 70 and 99% of people who sign up for an MLM lose money. A small percentage make a little bit of money, and the number of people who actually end up becoming successful and making a good amount of money is way less than 1%. Even with the minimum numbers, that 70%, imagine if you were offered a part or full-time job where there was a 70% chance that you are actually going to lose money for this work. That would be a horrible deal, and nobody would do that. However, that's what he's offering me right now. I watched some videos, and even on WFG's website, there's a page, is this a scam? And just seeing those red flags kind of makes someone hesitate.
Okay, I understand. Look, the reality is you're going to find positive and negative reviews everywhere on the internet. Just depends on what you're looking at. Listen, man, I understand. I get people all the time. Maybe this isn't going to be the right fit if there's those hesitations. There's good reviews, there's bad reviews for everything, man. So I don't know. If you're more hung up on the negative reviews, then I understand that. You're entitled to what you think. This probably isn't going to be the right fit.
On the official website, there's a page that says, "Is it a scam?" And
and if you
go to
what was the answer to that?
Well, they explain it, but if you go to like Google or if you go to Apple, they don't have a page that says, "Is Apple a scam?" And
sure they do.
It's just a little, I don't know, man. I don't know much about this.
If you go do reviews on Apple, you will absolutely find negative reviews on Apple. Who do you think's putting negative reviews on Apple? Android users.
This is just complete bullshit, and it shows how manipulative these people can be. They'll often say that there is no difference between their company and other companies. They'll almost make you question your own suspicions and make you think that you're weird for even considering that this might be a scam. He is talking about negative product reviews. There is a massive difference between not liking a product and claiming that an entire company is a scam. If you search online, there are countless stories of people losing tons of money, wasting time, and getting brainwashed by MLM companies. There is nothing like this for any other legitimate job. No one is questioning whether working at Apple is a scam. Nobody is saying, Apple tricked me, they said I could get rich working there as a software engineer, but I lost $15,000. Also, if you go through the hiring process at a legitimate company, they don't have to convince you or explain to you how they're not a scam. It's just understood. If a company has to make a big point to prove you can trust us because we're not going to take your money and we're not a scam, that should be a big warning sign that you should be very careful. At this point, this guy knew that I wasn't going to buy, and so he pretty quickly ended the call. So now that you've seen what these companies are like and how they manipulate people into giving them money, here are 11 warning signs that a job could be an MLM and you should stay away. First, it's unclear what the name of the company is or what you'll do. If Apple is interested in you as a candidate, a recruiter would say, "We read your resume and think you could be a good fit for our technical consultant role." They'll be specific. They won't say, "We have a business opportunity where you can earn passive income and be your own boss." A message like that should be a warning that this is probably not as good as what they're saying it is. Second, they don't qualify you at all. They don't check your credentials, they don't ask you interview questions, they don't know anything about you, but they are sure you can become rich if you join their team, because anyone can do it. It is very common for MLMs to have this contradiction where at the beginning they say, everyone can do this, it's simple, it's easy, but if you question anything about their business model, they'll suddenly change that and say, well, this job isn't for everyone. Not everyone can do this. Next, one of the big points is that they all emphasize recruiting other people. They mention it a little bit in the hiring process, but once you've paid them the money, that is all they want you to do. They will push you to make lists of people you know and then try to convince all of them to pay the fees and sign up for this company as well. This is where some of that relationship damage comes into place. And unfortunately, it can really hurt your reputation if you get sucked into joining one of these MLMs. The next thing they do is that they push the process along quickly. With this guy, when I responded to his first message, he wanted to meet the very next day. After explaining their business model, he wanted to meet the next day to have me sign up and pay the licensing fee. They do this because the longer the process takes, the more likely you are to research the company and realize that it's not a good idea. Next, be very careful if there's tons of information online about whether or not a company is a scam. Even if it says it's not a scam, Apple doesn't have to write full articles on their official website explaining how they're not a scam. If a company is constantly reassuring you that they're legitimate, that they're not a scam, that's not a good sign. Next, they emphasize becoming wealthy or changing your life. If you go to the careers pages of any company, they don't have people saying, I can travel the world and I bought my third sports car. MLMs get people to believe this big dream is possible because then it will be very easy to convince them to join. The next warning sign is if there is any type of fee to start or continue working there. Also, if they emphasize being an entrepreneur or owning your own business. Most MLMs will not call you an employee. They'll say you're building your own business to make it sound like this really cool opportunity. Another thing that they do is they say that other MLMs are scams. This has become more common as people become more aware of the dangers of MLMs. An MLM will say that all the other MLMs are scams, but we're not. We're different. They're not different. Don't believe them. And the final warning sign is if they seem very confident, very convincing, and are really nice to you. Good MLM salespeople will really make you believe that this is a life-changing opportunity. They'll also be very nice and positive and supportive. The guy I met with seemed really nice. This is all an act. He is not a good person because he's trying to deceive vulnerable people who are looking for a job. I'm glad that I got to waste a couple hours of this guy's time, and I hope that this video can bring more awareness to how dangerous MLMs can be. So, If someone reaches out to you about a job or a business opportunity that just doesn't seem right, be smart. Don't ever get pressured into signing up for something that you feel unsure about. And if you're job searching right now and things are a little bit tough, don't give up. This is gonna pass. You're going to find another opportunity, and it is not going to be with some bullshit MLM. Okay, so that is about all for this video. I would love to hear what you thought in the comments. Have you heard of MLMs before? Have you ever been approached by an MLM? Let me know below. Next video, we'll get back to career development stuff, and I look forward to seeing you there.